My portfolio has got a problem. You know what that problem is? That problem is me. But stand by, because I've got a solution. Okay, before we get into this, you know what I got to do. I am not a financial advisor, nor do I play one on YouTube or TV. I don't even play one on Instagram or Facebook. Imagine that. So, trading and being in the market involves risk. You can and will lose your money if you're not careful. You should always seek out a licensed financial advisor to assist you with your finances. I am not a licensed financial advisor. All of this content that you see on this channel is strictly for educational and for, what's the other word? Oh, come on. What is it? Aldrich, what is it? Oh, educational and entertainment purposes only. My God. I can't believe I forgot that. That's awesome. Anyway, and it's sitting right there on my screen so I could see it. But anyway, so I want to thank you. Definitely welcome to the channel. My portfolio definitely has a problem. I want to show you really quick. I want to show you my holdings in Blossom. So we're going to go to Blossom real quick. And if you're not on Blossom, it's free. Definitely check it out. My link is in the bottom. Absolutely love it. Great community over there. Great community in Blossom. So here is let's go back to the top. So this is my Coinbase, my E-Trade, Citibank, and Robinhood. So these are my holdings that I have in Blossom. I want you to see if you notice something. So first off, I want you to ignore this NVIDIA. This is an active trade that I am in right now, this NVIDIA. So completely ignored the 21% NVIDIA. But look at everything else. I got a lot of Ulti. I got WiMAX. I got Roundhill, Robinhood, Roundhill Ethereum, Roundhill Coin, Roundhill Palantir. I've got Granite Shares NVIDIA, and I have my Bitcoin Gold. Just added Tesla to the mix as well. But what do you notice about that other than NVIDIA and Bitcoin? I'll pause while you try to figure it out. I am extremely heavy in weekly ETFs. This is not a good thing. This is not a good thing at all. So, but you know what? I got a solution, but we're not going to quite get into that solution yet. So here's some problems that I feel I have with my portfolio. I would love your comments. So you can tell me what's wrong with my portfolio. Give me some ideas as well. So problems with the portfolio. So as you see, you already saw, I'm weighted very heavy in high risk ETFs. You know, that is pretty much my portfolio, other than the cash that I use to trade and then put more money into high risk ETFs. You already knew that. If you're paying attention to the weekly updates, you already know that. So so we're very heavy weighted in high risk ETFs. What's the next problem? A little growth opportunity. There really isn't a lot of growth opportunity other than me taking my distributions and piling it back in. Now, that said, I will say that the Roundhill Robinhood, the Roundhill Palantir have performed extremely well. It's those two are really growing, which is nice. You can go back and look at those, but those are growing. But for the most part, everybody just not Google, but go onto YouTube and just look up Alti, and you'll see everybody destroying Alti. It was $12 and now it's under $5. Yeah, high risk, right? High risk. So yeah, I have little to no growth opportunities. There's a little bit there, but just not what it needs to be. Not at all what your portfolio should be. And finally, little to no exposure in the overall market in S&P. What are you talking about? Yeah, I basically have no exposure. So when you look at the 5 with the underlyings, okay, those are strictly individual stocks. That's it. WiMAX is a universal fund, not universal fund, but it's a fund of funds where they take all the yield max, all their funds, and they put it together and give you distribution based on that. So that's not really the entire market. Again, it's a lot of individual stocks. Ulti is just a whole bunch of high risk stuff that they're trying to make money on that are all over the market, but it really isn't. They're taking stuff that's volatile and making money off of it. But again, excuse me, it is not, excuse me again, I'm drinking wine. It is still not exposure to the overall market or the S&P, which is very important because if anything, the S&P just has a long-term, should be going the other way because of the fact of the camera. The S&P has a long-term history of growth over time. And anybody who has a portfolio should really have that in there. And I don't. And I'm doing a financial channel. I told you my portfolio has a problem, but I got a solution. I have a solution. So let's talk about that. So here's the plan. So the plan is we're going to, well, first off, I already turned my drip off. My drip in Robinhood is gone. It's done. I turned it off. And why did I turn it off? Because I want control of what my money's doing. I don't want it automatically just reinvesting, because that takes us to part 1, 2, and 3. So part 2, 50% of each distribution is going to go to the ETF. So whether it's Round Hill, Robinhood, or Palantir, or whatever, 50% of that is going to go back. Number 3, the other 50% is going to go to each distribution, each one, and go to their underlying. You see what I'm doing? See what we're doing here? So let's talk a little bit. Do you know what the underlying is? So the underlying, let's use Robinhood. So Round Hill has their different funds, and so Round Hill, the HOOW from Round Hill, the underlying security or stock or company, whatever you want to call it, is Robinhood. So that's the underlying. So 50% of that distribution is going to go to the fund to continue to grow that income, but the other 50% is going to go to the company. So we can grow our position in those companies over time. So let's talk a little bit about what each one is. So we have Robinhood, not Robin, it's Coinbill. Come on, open your eyes, dude. So we have the Round Hill coin, which Coinbase is the underlying on that. Actually, it's mainly a crypto one, but basically Coinbase. We have the Round Hill Robinhood. We have the Granite Shares NVIDIA. We have the Round Hill Palantir. Again, Palantir. That is the underlying. And finally, we have the Round Hill Tesla. And yep, the underlying is Tesla. Tesla's brand new today, brand spanking new. All of these companies, I like all of these companies. I have a lot of faith in these companies. I've been in and out of Coinbase for years. And even when it went live out on the market, I initially bought shares and I should have held on to them, but 2020, the whole thing. But you know what? Now I have exposure to Coinbase. Robinhood, I do everything on Robinhood. Absolutely adore Robinhood. I've been in Robinhood since 2018. So you know what I'm going to do in Robinhood. NVIDIA. Anybody does AI out there, your NVIDIA is touching your life. If you go and you see my little shorts I do as far as my end of the week review, the portfolio review, that's AI done on YouTube, which I have no doubt is powered by NVIDIA. So I want a part of NVIDIA. Palantir. I've adored Palantir since Palantir was a $10 stock. I think it came out. Didn't it come out 21? The company was around, but I think they went public in November 2021. It was like $10, and look where they are now. So I want a piece. I want a piece of Palantir. I get it through Round Hill, but I want more. And then Tesla. I have loved Elon Musk since Elon Musk was before he was on The Simpsons. So it's been a while back. Go look it up. It was a great episode. Absolutely fantastic episode. But I like everything that Elon's doing. I like what Tesla is doing as a company. SpaceX, the Boring Company, the Neuralink. Nope. And I draw the line at the Neuralink. But yeah, so those are all very strong companies that I like and I appreciate, and I know they're going to grow. All right, but you say, Bill, you've got a couple other things there. You've got Alti and WiMAX. I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Alti and my WiMAX, and half of that is going to go into the VOO. Do you know what the VOO is? The VU is the Vanguard fund that follows the S&P. So now I'm going to have direct access to the S&P. But you know what? Somebody else is going to manage my money for me on that and grow that for me. So I'm getting into the VU. Ulti and YMAX really don't track the market. Ulti, it just goes after high risk stuff or high volatility things and tries to make money off of it. YMAX is a fund of funds, so everything that is in YieldMax, then YieldMax is taking a piece of each of those and then distributing it to everybody who owns YMAX. So it really isn't, neither of those really track the S&P. So I'm going to let somebody else do that. We're going to do that through VU. And then the last one we're going to work with is our, is that Roundhill? I think it's Roundhill. The Roundhill Ethereum. Yeah, it is Roundhill. Ethereum. That's going to go to our BTGD fund, our ETF, which is for gold and for Bitcoin strictly. That's all that's for. So because Ethereum, my ETH is crypto base, I'm going to put it to that. What is not going to change in this whole thing is that my trading that I'm doing, I'm still taking part of that and putting it back into my trading. I'm still taking part of that and buying crypto, and then I'm taking it, putting towards these as well. So let's talk about goals and outcomes. So here's my goals. Here's what I want. So first off, I want to take advantage of my current ETF income. I already have the income coming in. If you're following the weekly reviews, you know I'm about $600, almost $600 consistently every week. So the $600 I can take advantage of this income to buy those securities. Next, I'm doing it in my Roth. If you've got a Roth, or if you don't have a Roth, use it. Take care of it. Max it. It's tax-free income. You got to do it. And I think you guys in Canada have your tax-free one as well. You guys, yours is so much better than the Roth. I'm not moving to Canada, but yours is so much better than ours. Take advantage of it. So everything I'm doing, and it gets that growth that's going on in the Roth, it's tax-free. So I am happy with that. So we're taking advantage of the Roth. Oh, the other cool thing with the Robinhood Roth is that anytime you bring money into it, as long as you're a gold, which I am, I decided since my account hit a certain level that I am now, I get a 2% match for everything that I put into it. So I think that's cool. And so I'm actually getting even more money, which is kind of cool. And it doesn't go towards your max. My max, because the fact that I am of the age, is $8,000 a year. So I get 2% on that. So right off the top, and I just use that to reinvest it. Next, using dollar cost averaging. So because these are all weeklies, I'm buying a little bit every week. The price goes up, the price goes down, the price goes up, the price goes down. But when you're buying something every week, that price stays consistently up. I should go the other way because the camera goes this way. So we're using dollar cost averaging over time to get the best prices for everything. We buy more when the price is low. We buy less when it's up. But over time, dollar cost averaging is the way to go. Over time, it's great. Next, so we're going to grow the portfolio with solid companies with solid S&P exposure. I really don't need to say a lot about that. You know I love these companies. They're all great companies. They've been around. They're doing stuff. So, yeah. So, and then finally, I didn't have anything else to add. And finally, I'm going to have a little bit more balanced portfolio. I'm not going to have everything is not going to be sitting in ETFs. So we're going to have some actual securities. The only one that pays a dividend is actually NVIDIA, and it's like this much. So that really doesn't make a difference, but they're growth companies. These companies are taking all of their revenue and they're plunking it back into the company so they can continue to grow the company. And at some point, sometime in the future, maybe after I die, but at some point they will offer dividends. I have no doubt in my mind. So that's my plan. I hope you like it. That's my plan. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and watch the weekly portfolio review, because now we have a big adjustment that is going on. And every Saturday, I do a review of the entire portfolio, what's going on, changes, things that have gone on, different things I'm doing with Ulti. I've got something new this week as well. So subscribe, check out the weekly portfolio review, turn the little dingy thing on so that way you do get notifications. I hope you enjoy this one. Have yourself an absolutely wonderful rest of your week. It's Wednesday, going to see Mom tomorrow. I'll be back to work on Friday, and I'll see you guys on Saturday.